We, as consumers, put a lot of faith in the electronics we use every day. Technology is a big part of our daily lives, whether it's our phones, computers, or other smart devices. But what happens when the technology we've grown to trust turns against us? One couple in Cincinnati, Ohio, thought it was very important to keep their toddler safe. So, they bought a baby monitor so they could always keep an eye on what their daughter was doing. But one night, something happened that changed the way they thought about technology for good. As the couple was getting ready for bed, the toddler's mother heard a scary voice she didn't know over the baby monitor. Was there someone else in the room? You won't believe this scary story about how technology went bad. Being new parents was a great time for Heather and Adam Schreck. They had always wanted a child of their own, so when their daughter came along, it was a happy time. As new parents, they were naturally overprotective, so Heather went out of her way to make sure her daughter was safe. So, Heather bought a high-end baby monitor with a digital camera so she could always see and hear her 10-month-old daughter, even when she wasn't in the room. It was a great accessory for the new parents, and they liked how safe it made them feel. The young couple really liked the features of the baby monitor. Not only could they use their phones to get to it, but they could also move the camera from a distance so they could always see what was going on in the baby's room. If they wanted to, they could even change how loud the sounds were. Heather said that the device gave her peace of mind when she had to leave her daughter. It can be hard not to be in the same room with her, but I didn't want to become one of those parents who can't leave their baby alone for 5 minutes. I felt good about spending time with my husband because I could always check on her with the baby monitor. Heather was about to lose that sense of safety, which was too bad. Saturday night was like any other for the couple. After putting their daughter to bed and making sure the baby monitor was set up right, they both went to sleep. But things were about to change in a scary way. Heather woke up just after midnight because her baby monitor was making a strange sound. At first, she thought it was her husband checking on their daughter, so she didn't think much of it. Then she realized he was still in the room with her. Heather listened in the dark of her room while she held her breath. She thought for a moment that she might have made up the whole thing, but then she heard a crackle on the monitor, and a clear voice sent chills down her spine. "Wake up, baby," a voice said through the monitor. Heather can still remember how the hairs on her arms stood up and how scared she felt. She woke up her husband quickly because she was scared that someone had broken into their house. Heather and Adam pulled up the app on their phones to check on their daughter right away. They moved the camera around the nursery with a remote because they were afraid there might be someone else in the room with her. Could there be a real threat to their daughter? The cameras showed that the baby was alone, which was a relief. What about the voice, though? From where did it come? Adam thought that maybe there was a mix-up with the signal and they were listening to someone else's phone call. But things were about to get worse, which showed that theory was wrong. Heather suddenly saw the camera shake. At first, she thought it might be a mistake, but then it started spinning around the room and moving in strange ways. Heather screamed for Adam to get their daughter because she was scared. The camera on their baby monitor was being run by someone or something. Adam didn't hesitate. He got out of bed quickly and ran down the hall. His heart was pounding, and he was full of adrenaline. All he cared about was getting to his daughter. Adam walked into the room and watched as the camera slowly moved toward him. What happened next was like a scene from a scary movie. Adam could hear a crazy man yelling at him through the monitor's speaker. He made threats, cursed, and used a lot of bad words in a way that was shocking. Adam ran toward his daughter because he didn't know what was going on. Adam unplugged the baby monitor and threw it across the room as soon as he took the baby out of her crib. It felt like I was in a film. It must have been the scariest thing that ever happened to me. When does this sort of thing happen? That's crazy. Adam and Heather called the police right away to report what had happened because they thought someone might be watching them from nearby. What could have caused this to happen? Heather started to worry about all the possible outcomes. God bless that they got up when they did. When the police got there, they checked the house and the area around it right away. No one was there, which was a relief. They used the baby monitor as evidence when they looked into what was going on, and what they found was shocking. The police say that the baby monitor was set up through Wi-Fi, which made it easy to break into. Someone seemed to have gotten in through their router and figured out how to hack into the baby monitor. When the story about the couple made the news, it shocked everyone. People used baby monitors to keep an eye on their kids, but now it was possible that creeps could use them to spy on innocent people. Tech experts say that the hacker was able to get the passwords to the monitor because of a bug in the camera's firmware. He could not only see and hear the baby, but also talk to her through the speaker. Adam and Heather called the company that made the baby monitor and told them what had happened. And what they found out shocked them a lot. The people who made the monitor said that this wasn't the first time something like this had happened. What a relief. In an evening report, Nancy Grace was angry and worried about how long this man had been able to access the couple's monitor and see what they did every day. It was definitely unsettling to think about. How many times did he see the baby being fed, changed, or put to sleep? On her show, Nancy said. This scumbag had full access to their home. How does this even happen? Even though technology makes our lives better in many ways, the truth is that it can also be very dangerous if it doesn't have the right security. Then, what should we do? Tech experts say that you should never use the password that comes with your electronic devices. You want to change it to a secure phrase that only you would know. Also, you shouldn't use the same password on more than one platform. It's also a good idea to change your password often. Heather and Adam both agree that the situation opened their eyes, but they also feel like they were violated and put on display. They didn't understand why someone would hack into their baby monitor and break their privacy.